Hello my lovelies, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. I'm super excited for this class, which is going to be a vinyasa flow filled with arm balances. I hope this doesn't scare you. It's not meant to scare you. Arm balances can be a little daunting, but we're going to work to warm up the wrists, to learn how to grip properly, to build strength in the core, so that when it comes to doing your arm balances, you're prepared. And we're going to work into a pose before we find our arm balance each time. So your option is to just stay in the pose, enjoy it, start to feel into the balance. You don't have to take flight. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just takes a lot of patience, a lot of practice, and accepting wherever you are in each pose. So grab your mat, I will stop talking and we will go and get started. Okay, my lovelies, we are going to begin our practice in our Thunderbolt pose at the end of the mat. As always, if this is uncomfortable, you can sit onto a cushion or a block, or just sit however you prefer. We're going to interlace the fingers, let the palms or let the backs of the hands rest onto the tops of the thighs. And just start to bring awareness to your breath. And on your next inhale, just allowing the spine to lengthen. And as you exhale, keeping that length in the spine, but relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Slightly drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Letting the arms rest heavy. Letting the sitting bones sink onto whatever is beneath you, a cushion, a block, or the heels, or the mat. And just keep following that breath. Inhale draws energy up from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. And exhale flows that breath and that energy through the body. And as you start to bring awareness to the breath, you're switching off from the external world, turning away from the past or the future. You're arriving on your mat. You're arriving in this present moment in the power of the now. And we want to stay here as we move through our practice, through all of our balances, staying completely present and aware. And it's quite hard not to when we're in an arm balance. These balances require concentration and focus, which is meditation in itself, one-pointedness of the mind. So keeping this notion of being present with you, connected to the breath as we move through this practice. And just releasing the hands and just slowly moving straight into our tabletop position. We're going to start to warm up the wrists. So from your tabletop position, just start to circle in whichever direction you like. And notice now how the wrists are feeling. Change direction. Perfect, and then just pausing, taking a moment to just find a few cat-cows. Bringing awareness through the spine. Inhale to open the chest. And exhale to round. And coming back into a neutral spine. And we're just going to flip the right palm over. So fingers face towards you and the front of the wrists faces away. And we want to press down through the heel of the hand and slowly start to rock forward and backwards. See if you can find that stretch into the front of the wrist. And only pulling us back as far as you feel comfortable. And then slowly flip back over and switch to the left side. Gently bringing in that little rocking motion. All of your awareness into the left wrist. flip back over, and we're just going to do that once more on each side. And flip to the left. And just keeping that gentle rocking motion going. And then flip back over. So for our grip, quite often we keep the weight in the heel of the hand and we're almost quite lazy and relaxed in the fingers. We want to do the opposite. We want to grip through the fingers, so feel each little pad of the finger gripping into the mat. And then as you grip in, pull the knuckles up. So the knuckles between the hand and the finger want to be lifting up and off the mat as you grip the fingers down. And then you want to press through the knuckles of the hand just to evenly distribute the weight from the heel of the hand into the outside of the hand and the knuckles of the hand. Knuckles of the fingers lifting, and we grip through the fingers. So just have this in mind as we move into our balances. And we can also practice it now. To keep that gripping motion with the left hand, we're going to extend the left leg back, right arm forward. We're going to switch on the core. So this is our inhale. Exhale round, draw the elbow to the knee and pull it up into the body. Feel the core switching on. Inhale to extend. Exhale to draw in and slightly round up into the spine. 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in and pull up to the body. See if you can feel the core switching on. Find 1 more. Inhale, extend. And exhale, draw in, pull the knee and the elbow up to the body, gripping through that left hand. And slowly switch sides. Grip through the right hand. Extend the left arm, right leg. Inhale. Exhale, drawing in, rounding into the back. Pulling the knee and elbow up towards the body. Inhale, extend. And exhale, draw in. Inhale to extend. And exhale, draw in. Last one, inhale, making sure you're feeling it into the core. So keep drawing in and then up. And then back into our tabletop position. We're still gripping through the fingers. We took the toes underneath and just hover the knees off the mat. Slightly rounding into the upper back, so pushing the shoulder blades away from each other. And we want to feel that core working, so slightly tensing the core. Keep that left knee low as you extend the right leg back. And just hold for a couple of breaths. And switch sides. This is going to help to build strength in the upper body as well. And back. This time exhale takes you all the way back into your downward facing dog. And stay here for a few rounds of the breath in your down dog, giving yourself time to find some length through the backs of the legs, to open up the chest and the shoulders. On your next inhale, finding high plank. And same thing here, we want to push into the upper back, slightly moving the shoulder blades away from each other. Tailbone draws towards the top of the mat, shortening the distance between the ribs and the hips. We're going to slowly lower down to the right forearm, right elbow underneath the right shoulder, right fingers facing forward, and the left. It's the same thing, we want to keep the core strong. Pressing the forearms and the palms into the mat. And then slowly draw the right hand where the right elbow is. Pressing up to plank. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Well done, we're going to do that on the other side. Inhale, high plank. Pausing. Switching the core on. And then dropping down to the left forearm. Left elbow underneath the left shoulder. Right forearm. Holding in that forearm plank. Then draw the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Pressing up, high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Send the gaze to the hands. Step your right foot forward. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lengthen the spine, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw the energy up, palms together. Maybe a little back bend into the upper back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Bending into the knees, step back with the right foot. Left foot. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows squeezed in, pause at the bottom. Inhale, up dog. Hips lifted, chest open. Exhale, down dog. This time, left foot between the hands. Right foot forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Bending into the knees, step back with the left foot. Right foot. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now we've warmed up a little, we're going to start to move into our balances. So just widen the feet to the edge of the mat and slowly start to walk the hands in as you turn the toes out to the side. Sitting the hips back and down into our Yogi Squat. And like I said at the beginning of the class, we're going to find a pose that you can stay in and enjoy if we're not quite there in the arm balance. So you can stay and enjoy your Yogi Squat. Chest draws towards the thumbs, tailbone points down, maybe even bringing in a gentle rock from side to side. Or we find our crow pose, our first arm balance. So bringing the hands down, shoulder width apart, we grip through the fingers, lift up the knuckles, press through the whole of the hand. Start to lift the hips up, elbows pressing to the insides of the knees. Tipping forward, tensing the core, and allowing the feet to flow off the mat. So there's no jumping. It's that balance and the strength that just floats us up into our pose. And you can come in and out of this as many times as you wish. For a little more of a challenge, bring the toes to face towards the back of the wrists. Bend the elbows in line with the wrists. And we want to draw the knees up to the back of the triceps. And this will allow you to draw the heels together and pull the feet up towards the bum, giving you a little more lift, and you can work to straighten out the arms. Keep breathing in each pose, and you rest back in your Yogi Squat whenever you've had enough. And in our Yogi Squat, we're just going to find another little stretch for the wrists. So bring the backs of the palms together, fingers point down, and then we gently press the elbows to the insides of the knees whilst drawing the arms up slightly. So you should be finding a stretch across the top of the wrists. Well done, slowly release. Bring the hands down, turn the toes in. Walk out into your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Stack and open the hips, right hip over left hip. Just starting to find the opening through the hips, but keeping the shoulders square. And then plant the right foot between the hands and lower all the way down to the left knee. On fingertips or hands onto blocks, we want to gently press the hips forward as we lift into the chest, finding a nice deep stretch all the way through the front of the left hip. If you can, hands stay framing the right foot. As you exhale, drawing back into your half splits. Hips stay nice and square, right toes pulling towards you. On an inhale, if you can, draw the belly a little closer forward as you open the chest. Exhale, keep this length through the spine as you relax all the way down. Pausing here for a few more rounds of the breath. Well done. Slowly bend into the right knee. This is quite a fast-paced class. We're going to walk that right foot to the edge of the mat. And I just want you to find a few breaths in your lizard pose. So you can stay on the hands, you can drop to the forearms, and even let that right knee fall away. And as you rest in your lizard, I'm going to talk us through our next arm balance, which is going to be our flying splits. Your option, of course, is just rest here and enjoy your lizard pose. Or we can do a few steps to work into our balance. So holding onto the right ankle with the right hand, we want to draw the hips back slightly and bring our right shoulder as far underneath that right knee as we can. So we want our right leg to be on the back of our right tricep. And then we want to plant that right hand down just behind the heel. Bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder. And the key here is to bend the left elbow so that you can rest your left hip onto your left elbow. So to do that, we want to wiggle the right foot away as far as you can. Slowly lean down to rest your left hip on your left elbow. Right foot lifts, left leg lifts. So feel free to have a little play around. You can move from your flying splits straight back into your chaturanga. Otherwise, when you've had enough in your lizard, we just step back into our plank. So however you are taking it back, if you're going from flying splits, make your way into flying splits. And sweep that right leg back into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just take some nice deep breaths here. Find the breath again. And we switch to the left. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, stack and open the hips, whilst keeping the shoulders square. Plant the left foot between the hands and lower all the way down to the right knee. Lifting the chest, relax the hips forward. And just pause here to find that deep stretch, this time through the front of the right hip. See if the hands can stay framing the left foot. As you exhale, draw back into your half splits. On an inhale, draw the belly a little further forward, open the chest, and exhale to fold. Completely relaxing into the body. And slowly bending into the left knee. Walk the left foot to the edge of the mat. Staying up on the hands or drop down to the forearms. As you take some deep breaths in lizard pose, just preparing for the same flying splits on the other side. I've got a wall in the way this time, so this could be hard. I'll talk us through it again, so obviously your option is to stay here. Or we come back onto the hands, hold the left ankle with the left hand, draw the hips back to bring your left shoulder underneath the left knee. Bring the left hand to the back of the left heel, grip through the fingers. Bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder. And then as you wiggle the left foot further forward, we want to drop the right hip onto the right elbow. So you're creating a shelf to support the body. Left leg lifts, right leg floats back. Well then, feel free to play around with that pose as much as you need to. If you've had enough, you step back into your chaturanga, or you go from flying splits straight into your chaturanga. Because I have the wall in the side, I'm going to tuck the toes underneath and step into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly look towards the hands. We're going to give the wrists a little rest and start to walk the feet up. So we want to walk the feet to the top of the mat. Feet are hips distance apart, soft bend into the knees. Find the elbows, let the crown of the head drop. And just take a gentle rock from side to side. Completely letting go and relaxing into the upper body. Either bringing the hands to the shins or fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing, draw the energy up. And then exhale, this time bring the hands to the heart center. Shifting your weight into your left foot. Interlace the fingers and catch the right knee. Find your balance, keep the core strong. And then release the hands back to the heart center as you flex into the right foot and bring your right ankle to the top of the left thigh. We want to keep that foot flexed the whole time, right knee dropping out to the side. Slowly sinking into your chair pose, rounding into the lower back, navel draws back towards the spine. Our option is to stay here, or you might be able to rest your forearms onto the right leg. When you've had enough, we meet back in our ragdoll. Or we bring the hands all the way down to the mat, and you can bring it onto blocks. Crown of the head drops, we're working into our flying pigeon. So we have to have this openness through the right glute, through the outer hip. So something that I do to work deeper into our standing pigeon pose is bring the hands around the back of the left leg and just draw the chest and the belly a little closer to the right calf muscle. And if you want to practice taking flight, we grip through the fingers, bending deeper into that standing leg so you can rest your right shin bone onto the back of the triceps. Using the right foot to hook around the left arm. And then slowly shifting that weight forward, see if you can extend the left leg back. It's a hard arm balance and one I'm still working on. When you've had enough, gently release and take a few rounds of the breath in that ragdoll. You'll find one side maybe easier than the other if you're able to take flight. And this is one I've only recently mastered a few months ago. So be patient with your body, be kind. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, standing, draw the energy up. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's switch sides. So shift your weight into the right foot. Interlace the fingers, catch the left knee. We want to keep that left foot flexed. Cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Hands at the heart center. Sit back and down, rounding into the lower back. We might just be holding it here today. Or resting the forearms onto the top of the leg. Or folding all the way forwards. Fingertips to a block. Or to the mat. And again, to work deeper, we hug around the right leg, drawing the chest towards the left calf muscle. To play around in this pose, you don't have to lift off either. You can just bring the hands down, grip through the fingers, and work to bend the knee, resting and hooking the left leg onto the right triceps, or both triceps. And you can start shifting the weight. You might be able to take the right foot off, but not extend it all the way back. And we meet back in ragdoll. I must have such a serious face when I go into an arm balance. Relax, let the crown of the head drop. And just take a little rock from side to side. We're slowly going to release the arms and roll up through the spine on an inhale. Turn to the long side of your mat. Toes in, heels out. Drawing in a big inhale, bring the palms together overhead. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, palms down. Inhale, halfway lengthen. If you can from here, hands around the backs of the legs. Bend the elbows out to the side. Drawing the crown of the head down for a wide leg fold. Staying here for 3 rounds of the breath. And then slowly release the hands. Bring them back underneath the shoulders. Heel toe the feet all the way together. Lift the heels up. And slowly come down into a toe balance, hands to the heart center. Inner thighs squeezing together. Finding a point of focus for your balance. So we're going to work into our last balancing pose, our side crow, one of my favorites. Our option is to just find a toe twist and we stay there. Get us too much at any point on the feet or you start to get cramp, take your wide leg forward fold. So left tricep is going to come across to the top of the right thigh. Keep the knees together and in line. Start to stack the shoulders and stack the elbows. Pushing away from the thighs, drawing your chest towards the thumbs. See if you can look up and gaze over the shoulder. So your option is to stay here, or make sure that right thigh is as far up the left tricep as it will go, as you bring your hands down to the side. So you're creating a shelf for your body. So grip through the fingers, lift up the knuckles, rest your right elbow into your right hip, and just see if you can float forward. Maybe the feet can lift. If you feel quite comfortable here, you can extend the top leg and maybe the bottom leg. Have a little play around. Keep the breath flowing. And whenever you've had enough, we come back into our toe balance. And you can pause this video at any point, so you can spend a little longer in each balance. Maybe I should have said that at the beginning and not at the end. Time right tricep comes across to the top of the left thigh. Keep the knees together, thighs squeezing, and we press up and away, drawing the chest towards the thumbs, gazing up and over the shoulder. And your option is to stay here, or we take it down to the side. Grip through the fingers, use the arms as a shelf. Left elbow drops in towards the left hip as you lean forwards. Maybe just taking one foot off the mat first. Play around with extending the top leg, extending both legs. And whenever you've had enough, whee! Back into that toe balance. Slowly come back into the same position we started in, into our Thunderbolt Pose. We're just going to finish with one last stretch for the wrists. So bringing the backs of the palms together and just draw the elbows down. If you find that your wrists maybe are a little tender after this practice, you might have to work on strengthening them and stretching and lengthening them a little more. And I have a video on my YouTube channel on how to ease wrist pain and avoid it in a practice. So you can go and check that out. It's only like 5-10 minutes. If you need a little extra, you're going to curl your left fingers in and draw your left elbow down. It should give you a really good stretch across the top of the hand. And I think we do a little bit of this in that practice as well. Gently release, curl the right fingers in, and same thing, draw that right elbow down. And then you can do both at the same time. So press the backs of the hands together, draw the elbows down. It's a great stretch. And gently release, shake out the wrists. Bring the palms together over the head, big inhale. Big exhale, hands to the heart. And I just want you to pause. Okay, this has been quite a fast-paced class. So just take a moment to find stillness and notice the energy in the body. Often arm balances are very energizing and they leave us with this buzzing effect in the body. This is your energy flowing and moving. And we want to keep this energy, so set an intention to take it with you as you head into your day, or wherever you might be going from here. Letting this energy propel you, motivate you, and get you through whatever is coming your way. Thank yourself for this practice, and bow the head to your heart. Namaste.